Hello, and welcome to a video. I'm gonna do some unboxing, and today's gonna be a bit different because I'm not actually sure what I'm unboxing. I thought it would be fun to do a mystery unboxing, and I got the idea because this came in the mail, and I mean, obviously I can tell from the logo that it's a JKM or a Jackie Kim car, but I have no idea what it is. Look how big it is compared to the regular packaging. Is it a special edition of something? This is what happens when you go into a fugue state and order things and never remember. Anyway, so I grabbed a couple still wrapped things that, like, you know, I have a vague idea of what it is. Like, these are obviously both Tomicas, just based on the shape. This could be anything. This could be a Para 64 or an Inno 64. It's not an Ignition. I don't think it's a Tarmac. But aside from that, it could be a different brand entirely. But the one I'm curious about the most, I guess, is this big one. I don't know if I should lead with that one or if I should leave that one to the end. I gotta tell you, I have a bit of brain fog. I was sleeping pretty soundly, and it's always a bit unnerving to wake up to that laughter. So let's take. Oh, it's a Tomica Limited Vintage. I wonder if they both are. Okay, so Tomica Limited Vintage is Tomica's ultra premium. Like, I would say this is the fanciest kind of car that I've gotten so far, is the Tomica Limited Vintage. And I've actually got one of these that I'm waiting to do a video just on that car, unboxing that car, because I have to put something together. I might not need to glue it though. Okay. So I'm sure it says, okay, so this is a Honda Integra 3-door coupe XSI. This is a car I have no knowledge of, but I think that I bought it because I thought the color was pretty, and I had been so impressed that day by a Tomica Limited Vintage of a car that I had no knowledge of at that time either, and I was just like, this is just a beautiful tiny car, and I would like to possess more of those things. So I know this kind of thing isn't entirely necessary, but I've ripped a couple of these Tomica plastic boxes, and I've definitely ripped a couple of the paper boxes within them. So better safe than sorry. Plus, it allows me to provide force, and it's gonna rip. There we go. And look at this. That looks like a proof of purchase as well. And I know that the Tomica stuff does a lot of kids cars, like lower. So there's this, then there's Tomica Premium, which are nice. They're like fancy Hot Wheels with suspension and things. And then there's just Tomica, which are toys basically. And then they've got a whole bunch of different lines of that. A lot of which have like Disney characters and things. So those proofs of purchase, I wonder what you can trade them in for and stuff. Okay, so let's zoom out a little here. That's in. Okay. There's something underneath, yeah. Oh, it's the back spoiler. It does not look like it's going to click into place. It looks like I'm going to have to glue it into place. Which means it's probably not going on the car. Unless there's like, nope, That's good. I was gonna say unless there's like big holes there, but there aren't. Okay, let's get this out. And oh wow, right off the windows impress. The black outline on the windows, and then just the clarity. The rear view, or the rear window wiper painted on the glass. The Honda badge is perfect. The headlights are great, or taillights rather. This wheel's a little bit off, but that's okay. I'll fix that. And these ones do car-specific wheels. So there's, you know, the car that they base this on, the actual individual car, has these rims. Wow, the molded door handle is great, and gas. Yeah, that's great. This is just so fancy. It almost looks like it's got a moving part here, but I know that they don't do that. So maybe that's for, I don't know why they do it for retooling. Oh, maybe there's like a race version with a carbon fiber. The molding on the inside is really nice. It's right-hand drive because it's Japanese. This is a fancy car. It's very I'm trying to find the right word. I like the color a lot. Oh, it does have shocks. I didn't think the fancy ones had shocks. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I probably shouldn't make it do wheelies. And it rolls okay. So this is just as fancy and detailed as, say, well, maybe not exactly just as, because it doesn't put little antennas or tow hooks or whatever. It's fancy and detailed while maintaining playability. Like, it doesn't have anything tiny that can snap off, but it's really detailed and well constructed, and like a hobby 64 or an inner 64, I would say, and yet it's still, unlike those, rolls, has shocks. It's like a nice hybrid of those high-end models, and it is a high-end model, and a toy, and that makes me happy. Okay, so that was Tomica Limited Vintage Neo Honda Integra 3-door coupe XSI without getting the aftermarket, or without getting the extra Aeroplan package. Aeroplan? No. Aerodyne. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it. Aero kit? That's what you'd call it. The Aero kit. What next? I don't want to do the other Tomica. Let's do this thing. And it is Master? Master. I've never heard of this company. I mean, I must have heard of it when I bought the car. Do not play with if the model is transformed or damaged. That's an unsettling way to put that. Manufacture with great precision, handle with extra care. It's an accurate scale model and not a toy. Not suitable for children under 14 years. That'll keep your stupid kids from messing with your stuff, I guess. And don't try acting like your kids aren't dumb, because that's just part of being a child. And it doesn't go away when you become an adult. So, I don't know what to do with this. Mazda RX-7. I mean, it's a car I've been more interested in lately. Okay, I guess we've gotten everything we're going to get out of the packaging, which is the exact same as the Tarmac and and the ignition. Come on now. There we go. It's got this silver nameplate. Mazda RX-7, 164 at the bottom. Doesn't have a lot of the cars inside. You know, let's just take it off. That's why I have this screwdriver. I have it for taking little cars off their bases and carrying with me in case I get locked in that closet again. Oh, okay, so something's jumped right out at me right away. Let's look. And that is the brake discs and calipers in the wheels. The wheels don't. Oh, that one started turning pretty good. No, that's not meant to roll, but that is a great detail and always makes me excited when I see it. So, like in 064, it has the tiny little tow hook, which, at least this one's protected by the spoiler, but yeah, look how small that is. That's gonna snap right off. The way that I rock and roll with these things. I like the headlights. I like the arrow. This paint job, I'm trying to decide how I feel about it, because it really goes with the flow of the car without following the lines of the car. It's quite strange, but I guess just because it connects the two arrow parts of the arrow kit, down here and the rear spoiler, it's like a wavy line between the two, like airflow. The internal details are hard to see. There's no, I mean, it's a street car, so there's no like harnesses or anything. Mirrored rear view mirrors. Mirrored mirrors. Yeah, it's difficult to see much, but yeah, definitely a street car. Oh, it's got a nice little again, rear view mirror. I guess these are called side mirrors. Constantly learning. Diffuser. That's one part of the paint job I'm not sure I like, because it doesn't flow the way the other one did. Like, these ones have a flow that seems intentional. This is just, well, I guess we should put some on the back too. But I'm not an artistic judge. Super G. That's such a delicate spoiler. I like it. Yeah, this is a cool car. I've got some more RX-7s to open at some point, and so maybe I'll do a video comparing them. But this is, I think, my first RX-7 I've opened, unless I've opened a Hot Wheels one. It's difficult to tell with the Hot Wheels ones. Okay, so 2 more to go. And once again, my phone thinks that I'm trying to change the brightness, which I'm not. Okay, let's open the JKM last. We led with it being the mystery, so nobody wants to spoil the mystery. And this is a Tomica Premium. So 1 step down from the Tomica Limited Vintage. And it's a WRX STI. So a race car. NBR. I don't know a lot about the different motorsports. I know that this car rallies, but I don't think this is a rally version of the car. That front spoiler's way too low, and its ride height would be ridiculous for rally. I don't need the knife, I know, but I don't like ripping the boxes. I like to keep the box so that in case I completely forget what the car is, I can go to the box and look. Okay, so we got a separate spoiler here. Hopefully it's not a glue-on thing, because it looks like it has a chunk of the car. Yeah, look, there's a whole chunk of the car missing, so. Let's see. Let's see if right out of the box I'm screwed. It has pegs. Okay. I mean, it's not the smoothest line in the world, and I wish it would click, but it does seem to be in there pretty snugly. Oh, that paint job's great. The sparkly blue, and then the non-sparkly, like, burgundy? I'm not. And like the fancier Tomica, it has suspension. It does not have inserted headlights. It's painted on the silver headlight there. On the back, it's painted red. Single color interior, so a little less fancy that way, but I mean, that Subaru badge is great. This is a fun car. Again, this is more of this is leaning harder into the toy than into the replica than the Tomica Limited Vintage one was. But, I mean, that's fine. I mean, everything has its place, and toy cars are definitely one of those things. Let's see if we can get a look at this Subaru badge again. That's very, very precise. And the STI. Zurich 90. I wonder if this is from a real race. I honestly can't tell from the box, but maybe there's a wiki I can look up or something. I'm an absolute sucker for suspension on these cars, 164 cars, and this is is a great example. But you can see why it wouldn't be a good rally car. Like, this aero would not last. This is way too low to the ground. It's quite a lot bigger than the RX-7. All right. Let's move. Sorry for the sound. All right, hopefully this isn't the like world's biggest disappointment. I'm just okay. Well, it's a Mazda. Okay, let's get it out. Okay, so it's a Mazda street car. Mazda 6. Usually it says in English on its own. Usually it has usually the JKMs have these like great like almost architectural design drawings of the vehicle on the side, and then the super ugly drawing of the car. But this one's opted to just go for the super ugly drawing of the car. All right, let's do this. So it's like a that is very synthetic. Synthetic what? I don't know. Velvet? It's deeply unpleasant. But this is the same format as the little plastic ones. Yeah, you pull the top off. There's your car. Why has it got a spot for something, but not a something? Okay. Place that down for just a moment. This is weird, but what can you do? God, that's unpleasant to touch. Wow, this is very heavy. This is very heavy. I can't tell if that's shocks or just give. Why does it fucking... Okay, so 164 Mazda 6. I was correct. The bottom's really nicely detailed, and it screws off. Like this is like. This car weighs 4 times as much as this car, easily. If I was a drug dealer, I'd get out my drug dealer scale and... Yeah, I don't think it's shocks. I think it's just give. Pretty nicely detailed interior. Seats in the back. There's something off about these windows. They're like... They're almost white. And this one's up. They have a line halfway down the middle. there's kind of a what's going on? There's a real janky line here too. Oh no, I've saved the worst for last. It looks like this window piece is connected to that and it's been pushed in. And these windows are awful. Like, is this a green light? I should look up and see if I paid extra for this, because this is... Well, it would be my own fault, I guess. You can't blame everything. You can't blame everything on the faceless little girl. I do not understand why this weighs so much, though. It's very strange to me. It's not meant to roll. It's a super, like, you know, like when people are just learning how to do customs kind of paint job. There's no precision to it at all. I actually feel like I have to defend JKM here, so I'm gonna briefly open this. This is the Mitsubishi Evo 3. And it's just great. Like, the detail in the doors. Like, look at the precision in the painting. You know, it allows for the lines of the door and the molding of the handles. I mean, it doesn't weigh 30 pounds. I feel like we've got this. You know, the windows aren't perfect. They're not as clear as they were on this Tomica Limited Vintage, which has just shockingly clear windows. But it also doesn't cost $35. Yeah, this is, so JKM can put out a nice simple street car. Yeah, again, not actual suspension. That I'm happy to put in my collection. And then you've got this, which is just, it's like a shiny black blob with kicked in windows. Just a real disappointment, I guess. All right, so let's take a look at what we got. I'll put the Evo away. If I can figure out which way it goes. I mean, okay, to be really, really fair to JKM, I'm going to show this one too. I opened this one off camera. I didn't remember ordering this one either. But I mean, I can see why I ordered it. Like, I wanted to see what the Lancers were like before the Evos. So I ordered it. And, right away you can see the shittiness of the paint. Like, again, it has that blobby lack of precision It's funny because the headlights on this one are probably the nicest of all three. And the taillights as well. Yeah, the windows are, again, basically green light quality in places. Nicely detailed interior, or sorry, undercarriage. Why does it say Lancer Evolution? It's the EX2000. I don't know. I don't know enough about Lancers to say, so maybe this is the first Evolution? Lancer. I guess it does say Evolution on the back. But this paint job is just brutal. It's just, again, yeah, it looks like someone learning to do custom paint jobs. It's not as I actually don't know. Maybe it is as bad as this. Let's look at both of the gas things. This one has the benefit of being all black, so whereas this one's trying for details in the paint, and that makes it look way worse. Oh, they're both bad. So we got one good one from JKM, and two bad ones. So it's not winning statistically. I didn't mean to give that impression by showing off the Lancers at Evo 3. So, honesty in journalism. Mazda 6 JKM, absolute garbage. This, the Tomica Premium, it's got the shocks, which I love, absolutely love. If I was a kid, this would be like one of my favorite toys. Just a car with shocks to mess around with outside. You know, driving on the... There's something about that visceral feedback of the shocks. Just a little supplement to your imagination, you know? And then we've got the fancier Master brand Mazda 6 with this paint job that actually has grown on me because of the tie-in with the aero kit, whether intentional or not. I mean, all of the details are done well. Mirrored side view. This is the only thing I don't like is the black line there, but that's okay. I think it doesn't really roll, but it's not meant to. That's a model. It's not suitable for children under 14. Yeah, do I like it as much as this? I don't know. This one's fun, right? And this one is cool. They'll both look good on the shelf. This one will come off the shelf more often. And then finally we have one that I probably would have saved for a Tomica limited vintage video, but we were doing a mystery opening, and it was one of the mystery cars, so we opened it. This is just a cut above any of those. This is gorgeous. It's perfect. It's like, I often hear people refer to the mini GTs as being like jewels, and I've had several really bad experiences with mini GTs, and several really good ones, obviously, but this Tomica limited vintage is yeah, like a jewel is I don't know, maybe a kind of a trite way to say it, but it's so good. Just everything about it feels perfect. And made with care, and, you know, like every car that they made mattered to them, which is not the case of some things. Looking at you, JKM. I can't imagine how this casting could come out good just based on the casting itself, which seems, I know I'm going on about this a bit, but the casting itself just seems shitty. Bottom's great. The front end isn't bad, but like, I don't know. The side and the back just feel blobby, and maybe it's like 2 heavy coats of paint or something. And with a like more delicate touch of the paint, you could see details that aren't apparent to me right now. But man, I have no idea why it's so. I have no idea why it is so heavy. And I may actually just open it up to find out. I hope that everyone's having a nice night and that they continue to do so. And if you're considering buying one of these, I'd recommend any one of them for whatever, depending on what your purpose is. Sounded ominous.